So if you like five-star luxury and a little bit of off the beaten path in a quieter, beautiful, serene environment, this is for you. Check it out. Yes, I am with Alex Živković.
Robin.
Now say it correctly.
Yeah, you said it correctly. Wonderful. I'm speechless.
Oh, the manager of this beautiful Grand Hotel Brioni in Pula. So we wanted to talk to you a little bit about your gorgeous property and also tell us more about Pula.
Okay. First of all, Robin, welcome to Pula. It's great having you as a guest of the hotel.
Thank you.
I'm really thrilled, having somebody from the U.S., coming over and having the chance actually saying something about my town, about our history. It's always a thrill. Anyway, getting back to Pula. Yeah, Pula is a place, actually, one of the oldest towns in Europe. So it's 3,000 years of history. So really reaching back, far back, to the times of the Roman Empire. And what the tourists are actually, and the guests visiting Pula are seeing mostly is, really well-preserved monuments from that period. And we have this beautiful arena, the amphitheater, actually, used as a venue for some major acts, music acts.
That's what we were talking about, the amphitheater that holds 5,000
Yeah, but it holds 10,000 maximum, but, most of you will have some concerts between 5 and 7, 8,000.
And visitors. You have met some celebrities and musicians?
Yeah, it's a phenomenal story. So since we opened Brioni, actually, in 2022, we had this refurbishment, and it's actually a hotel which is having a quite long history, reaching back to the 70s. 72 was actually the first year we opened it. And then we had it on the market for 15 years. And we now hospitality actually decided doing a substantial refurbishment and investing about 50 million euros in the hotel, refreshing it and making it a beautiful 5-star hotel.
Yeah.
Actually being even one of the most beautiful and best ones in Croatia. So I had the pleasure actually getting the reward being the best premium hotel actually of Croatia 2023, which is
the best premium hotel of Croatia.
That was a big step.
That's a big award.
Yeah, so I was quite proud of that. And then, getting back to the question, who are the clients actually? Who are the people visiting this place? And what are they saying about the place in the end? It's always about the guests in our industry. So as a host, as a manager, doing this job for, almost all of my life, or more than 30 years. So it's really a pleasure seeing so many famous persons, coming to the hotel, like world stars, musicians and Hollywood stars. We had some really important names like Mark Wahlberg, Halle Berry,
working out with Lenny. You were working out with next to Lenny Kravitz.
Lenny Kravitz. That's a crazy story. You have a lot of time. You have people who come to the reception asking, "Tell me, could it be possible that I saw this important, famous person actually staying in the hotel where I stay?"
Right.
And it is, and it's true,
But it's a kind of it's a chill vibe, not very ostentatious. It's not over the top.
Yes, I think that's the beauty of Brioni, actually, in the end. It's a hotel which is still keeping to this classic touch from the 70s, We really tried to touch the hotel, renovating and giving it a new life, but still keeping the spirit, which was in the 70s. And I do have to point out that this hotel in the 70s was one of the, I think, 5 or 6 5-star hotels on the Adriatic. So it was quite famous at that time. And it was a time you will remember we spoke about it.
Yes, so they had direct flights. Imagine this. They had direct flights from New York to Pula.
That's right.
There was gambling and casinos. So U.S. was already coming up.
Yeah, it was something it was mainstream at that time. It was in the 70s. There was a lot of hotels actually on the Adriatic doing this gambling things, casinos and stuff. Later, I think they had some problems with the licensing, and so we don't have it so much anymore.
But now you just rent a car and come over.
Yeah,
I mean, not from the U.S.
But anyway, there's a good reason always coming over. Even if it's not the money. But in the end, like I said, it's a pleasure, running a hotel which is having high ratings for the clients like we do. And it's already in the 5th year now since the renovation. And we are really happy how it goes, and we're quite eager also getting the U.S. market over and trying, to spark, and to overbring the beauty actually of the place and giving the Americans a reason to travel to this place.
You have to come. This is my fourth trip to Croatia in the last 2 years, and I have really honed in on Istria as a beautiful region.
You're becoming an ambassador.
I'm becoming an ambassador. That's right, new title. But there's so much to see and do, and the olive oil is like nothing you've ever tasted, and the wines are fabulous.
Yeah, this is something we really can promise, So the people coming to Istria or to Croatia, they will really enjoy phenomenal food, and phenomenal nature. In the end, it's one of the most beautiful seas.
Absolutely, the Adriatic, and this hotel is directly
on
it.
With one of the cleanest seas. A lot of people don't know that. So even by research, so it's one of the cleanest seas actually on the Mediterranean. So this is why we have all this limpid water, and it's phenomenal for diving, snorkeling, whatever you like. And it's a great destination for kids, families, young couples. So there's something for everybody.
Right. And we're going to touch on the spa in a minute, but also the unique experiences that you provide your guests, which just being here in itself is a fabulous experience.
Thank you so much on that. Yeah. I mean, we believe that, in the end, the architects actually, which built the hotel in the 70s, they really picked a beautiful place, beautiful position. So the hotel is actually rising on a cliff, directly on the sea. So Robin can confess this also, you can confirm it. It's really beautiful. So the moment you're opening the window of your room, so it's like it's an open view on the ocean. It's really crazy.
It's almost like a luxury ship without the crowds.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, a lot of time. I heard that a lot of time. People are thinking it's like a ship, really. And then you have the most beautiful sunsets, obviously, having the hotel turn into the sea in this way, so the lights are falling in a certain way. So this is something, it's a passion point we talk a lot of time. We mention it as one of the things, you will cherish all of your life, taking it with you. And then obviously not talking about some special services or something which is distinctive, You're trying to be different, obviously, like everybody on the market, which is not easy in the end.
No, you're in a very competitive space, and you're doing an outstanding job.
Yeah, I think, the company did a great job, with the concept in Brioni, definitely, because I think, first of all, we do run one of the best wellnesses in Croatia, which was confirmed by Vogue. Croatian Vogue, they voted as one of the 10 best wellnesses in Croatia, really. And there's a tough competition.
And spa. Wellness and spa, which I will go to tomorrow morning.
Yeah, I'm quite curious.
So for wellness and spa lovers and wine lovers and history lovers, you have it all. You really have it all.
Yeah, so many things actually, to discover in the end. So talking about the wellness also. So we started with some exclusive lines, we did of cosmetics, gemology. It's a French line, so we will try tomorrow. So we were the first hotel actually in Croatia, offering gemology as a wellness cosmetic. And then we had Talga, obviously, all the well-known brands actually we were mostly find, in wellnesses. And a very interesting aspects we talked about. Obviously, it's the infinity pool. You have the pool in front of the hotel.
It's a 60-meter.
It's a 60-meter long, with an overflow to the sea. Actually, it's quite interesting. So, the moment you swim in, you will have a feeling like you could actually, go over to the sea immediately.
So you're taking an infinity pool to another level.
Yeah, that's also good. Yeah, but the thing about the pools, and it's about the water that we spoke of yesterday. So you could actually fill it up with salt water and sweet water, and then you have the indoor pool actually in the wellness, which is obviously normally heated because we do have the hotel open 365 days.
Right.
The interesting aspect in the end is you could even we could go so far, making it happen for the client, coming from the US, I say in the wintertime, the sea is cold, but you can swim in the Adriatic because we will have the seawater actually, feel it in the indoor pool, heat it up to 38, 33 degrees, whatever, how much you like it. And you will have it deep in the sea, actually, even in the winter.
So you're bringing the Adriatic Sea into the indoor pool in the winter.
Right. So those are just small touches, actually, we believe making the difference in the end.
Yes, and apparently Sophia Loren was a big customer. So do tell a little bit about that.
That's a quite interesting question, actually. Yeah, it's a fact. It's a historical fact, actually. So as I said before, so the hotel was opened in the 70s. At that time, the state of Yugoslavia was still intact. And you had the president was Tito, who ran the place for 40 years. And the interesting story about the name, where the hotel is getting his name from, Brioni is actually the archipelago in front of the hotel. So you have 14 islands, and those islands were used in the 70s and 80s as the summer residence of the president, And all the first ladies were actually, received in this hotel. And they stayed in this hotel with the wife of the president, also Jovan. And the president was a bon vivant, somebody who really enjoyed his life.
Yes, I could see it from the pictures on the island.
And he had all these important people, coming over and visiting him. The same as the Hollywood stars from that period. And Sophia Loren, the fact is she was one of his good friends, And the story goes like she stayed a lot of times in this hotel, and they used to cook together, spending time together, having fun together. So, and because of that, we named it actually one of our premium restaurants, Sophia, just as an homage, to those times, actually.
Right. Well, you'll be showing that to me
Yeah,
in a little while.
Yeah. So I will be glad to show it. But anyway, and the story, it's like a timeline. You have it from the 70s. So the place was actually visited by important people from the 70s. So it's like the movie industry, the music industry. So you had ABBA, Boney M, staying in this place, all the politicians. And the story is actually repeated. Okay. So nowadays you have the same thing. You have, again, the Hollywood stars coming. You have the super famous musicians holding the concerts in the arena, which is a great thing, and a great occasion, actually, inviting people, enjoying some concerts, some in a very unique venue.
Right, a very unique venue. In fact, that's one of, 6 Colosseums in the world?
This Pula Colosseum is actually considered one of the 6 best preserved in the world. And I even think it's the 6th by size, something like that. The Rome Colosseum is the biggest one. But I think this one is actually like a small copy of the Roman Colosseum. And the interesting story goes they used to say Pula is small Rome because it's built on 7 hills. The same story like Rome.
Right.
Then you have the small harbor, the city actually spreading around the harbor in a circular way. So it's quite interesting. There are a lot of small things. It's difficult, overbringing the whole story right now,
But you're just going to have to come over and check it out. There's so much to do and see.
I'm quite certain, and everybody coming to this place, you will enjoy it. Definitely.
Right. And you can check out the 16 musicians are coming this summer?
16? Yeah, something like that. We always have this summer program, actually, including about 14, 15 big acts, playing in the arena. It's almost like every second week, something like that. Starting in the preseason from April, when the weather is getting stable, obviously, and going all the way until the end of September.
Okay, so I have to ask you, Alex, in one sentence, maybe 2, most Americans think of Dubrovnik and Split when they think of going to Croatia. And if you've already been to Dubrovnik or Split, why should someone come to Pula?
You know what? First, because of the curiosity. So I think all the travelers are sharing the same passion. Seeing new places, and giving you a chance, actually, getting to meet some new people. A new cuisine in the end. Which is not the same one in Istria and in Dalmatia. It's quite similar. But on the other hand, I would say, to the Americans which were, visiting Dubrovnik and Split and Zadar, obviously, the southern part of the Adriatic, I think they will find more Italian influences in this area because we are really on the border with Italy. So it's a bilingual area, so you will have a lot of people even talking Italian. So if you are a fan of Italy, so you will have a passage to something new, really different, because it's packaged in a different way. So it's the Croatian life, it's the Croatian project in the end, but reminiscent of some Italian heritage.
And I would say also that the people are warm, wonderful. They do speak English. And you just have such an entrepreneurial spirit, very welcoming. Food is excellent. Wine is excellent. Olive oil is excellent. And this hotel is spectacular.
Thank you so much. If you have ambassadors like that, all the Americans
you have to come over and see for yourself. Alex,
you're so welcome.
Thank you guys for watching.
Thank you.